Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. And this is an exciting one because we're off to Disney World again, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to share my recommendations on things to pack for your Disney World trip. These recommendations are things that I've personally learned over the last few years of going to Disney World, that I've picked up from fellow vloggers, and my own personal experience. So let's kick things off with my 10 essential items that you should bring for your Disney World trip. Item number 1. This is a recommendation that I picked up from just general travel and not necessarily related to Disney World, but definitely worth bringing on your next trip. Make sure you're packing an extension cable. Both Matt and I have a lot of electric items that we need to charge when we go on holiday. From cameras, phones, Apple Watches, headphones. We need to make sure that they're all charged. And instead of bringing a travel adapter for every single item that you're gonna need to charge, by bringing an extension cable, you only need one travel adapter to be able to charge 4 different things. On this trip, I've taken it a step further and I've brought a US specific plug which allows for UK plugs. So with this, you don't even need the travel adapter. But the combination I showed previously is what we've been using for 2 years and it hasn't done us wrong. One thing I'll say is with the US adapters, this is just the double flat adapter. They do have the tendency to be a bit loose in the wall, but it works fine. As you can see, this adapter has the round plug at the top, which the Disney resorts all have the sockets that support these type of plugs. This will be the first time using this specific extension cable, so I'll let you know in the vlogs how it goes. Make sure you're subscribed. Item number 2, a power pack. No brainer really. You're in the parks for long hours, you're constantly on your phone taking pictures, recording videos, checking out lightning lanes, checking out wait times. Those batteries are going to drain. So, important to get yourself a power pack. This is a pretty beefy one by Anchor. It's pretty heavy. On our recent trip to Disneyland, I didn't charge this once, and it's still on 3 lights here. So it has a lot of charge here, so would definitely recommend this one. The only thing, obviously, it's quite heavy, so bear that in mind when weighing up whether or not this is something you want to lug around the parks. It's also important that you are bringing the relevant cables. I have this handy little case which holds all of my electrical cables, batteries, etc. With the vlogs, with my iPhone and everything. I've got a lot of cables that I need to make sure I keep all in one place so I don't forget. I don't take this into the park, I just take out the relevant cables that I need for that day. Item number 3. This one again is a bit of a no-brainer, but we all know that it is hot in Florida, particularly in the summer months. So it's important that we try and stay cool. And with that, I can't recommend these Easy Ack fans enough. They have 3 different settings: low, medium and high. They fold up smaller if you're short on space. They're fully rechargeable with a mini USB cable, which the power bank comes in handy when you're using your fan pretty much all day. These fans are so good that I've started taking one on the tube to help keep me cool in the summer as well. Item number 4. In the Florida heat, it's really important to stay hydrated. So with that, you're going to need a bottle. And I love this Coca-Cola bottle that I got in Disney Springs. When did I get this? On our May trip for Matt's birthday. These bottles are amazing. Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag not an ad. They manage to keep drink cool for really long periods of time in the hottest of heat. What I tend to do is I fill it up with ice at the beginning of the day, then put some water in it, and then that will stay cool for the entire park day. All you need to do is top it up when you obviously run out of water, and the ice will stay like frozen and it will keep your drink nice and cool. Corky will come with a lot of different patterns and things. I'm actually thinking of getting another one on my next trip. Taking your own bottle is a great way of saving money because there are water fountains that you can access at the park with the ice in the bottle. Doesn't matter if you have got the warmest water coming out of those water fountains because that ice will cool it right down. You can also ask for iced water at places like Starbucks and any quick serve restaurants. So plenty of options to be able to fill up your bottle. So would definitely recommend looking at getting a decent bottle. There are others out there, but for me personally, I love my Coca-Cola, especially for the fact that it is Ahsoka themed. And we all know how much I love a soaker. Item number 5. This one is linked to item number 4 with the bottle. I've seen a lot of people say that they don't really like the taste of the water in Florida, so that's why they buy bottles of water. I have a really simple solution for that, and I think this is my favourite item that I've learned to take over the last few years. These Robinson Squeezums are highly concentrate cordial squash that you can put into your water, and saves you having to carry a massive bottle of cordial around. Each of these apparently can store up to 20 drinks, so for a week trip 2 have kind of been enough for us, but I think for this 2-week trip I will be needing to buy some more. There are different like brands and things out there. I know you can get some cheap ones at Lidl and Aldi. You don't have to go for the Robinsons branded ones. These are a great way of helping to make sure that you're drinking a lot of water. So if you don't really like the taste of the water, adding a bit of this means that you've got a nice drink that can help cool you down and help keep you hydrated during the summer. My 2 favourites are apple and blackcurrant and lemon and lime, but you can also get things like summer fruits. I think there's a mango flavour one, so definitely check them out. Item number 6. I'm sure you've heard all the horror stories of people having their luggage lost, or airlines losing them or leaving them behind. We have got into the habit of including an Apple AirTag into our luggage. These work by connecting to like other people's iPhones and using the signal from there to be able to transfer the location. They are just a great way to like keep track of luggage. If you watched the vlogs previously, you will know that there's been some connection issues where mine is saying that it's been left behind, and it's like still at the check-in when we're on the plane and things like that. So they're not always that reliable, but it's better to have this in there as a failsafe if needed. I used this when we got off of the cruise ship. I had it in my luggage and used the Find My app to be able to locate where it was in the luggage terminal. That was a great tip on being able to save time. So yeah, we definitely recommend. We use these day to day. I've got one in my wallet, I've got one on my keys. The battery lasts a really long time in them. They also give you a notification when an item has been left behind. I think I pulled it out in my Disneyland vlogs. I kept getting notifications when I was a certain distance from the hotel saying that I left my items behind. So they give you a little reminder in case you lose them, etc. I've heard of parents using these for tracking their children when they're in the parks. So if they happen to get lost, they're able to track them and find out where they are. I think a single one's about £40, and I think you can get a pack of 3 for like £90 or £100 or something. So they're not cheap, but we'd definitely recommend. They haven't steered us wrong yet, and we'll be continuing to use them on our next trip. Item number 7, we talked about the heat, we talked about the sunshine in Florida. It's important to be aware that in Florida, it's not always sunshine and heat. There are often thunderstorms and torrential rainpours. You're going to most likely find yourself stuck in a rainstorm, so you might as well be prepared. And one of the tips I've picked up from one of my favorite vloggers is to carry a pair of flip-flops. Pop these in your bag, then if it does rain, what you can do is you can change out of your shoes, pop your flip-flops on, pop your shoes away, and that way your shoes stay dry so you can wear them on the next day and the next day after. And your flip-flops, because they're plastic, can dry really quickly, really easily. Then when the rain stops, you can always pop your shoes back on and you've got nice dry feet for the rest of the day. Again, nothing groundbreaking, nothing out of the ordinary, but we'll definitely make sure that you're packing them to be prepared. Item number 8, this item is this. Now, you're probably thinking, what is this? And pretty obvious, isn't it? No? That's because Matt is an origami when it comes to folding things. I mean, does that make sense? Anyway, we covered the rain in the previous item with flip-flops, but we need to talk about how you keep the rest of your body dry, and that's where the poncho comes in. We got specific Disney Park ones, which we got free as part of our welcome package when we attended the 50th Magical Celebration. There's plenty of cheaper alternatives out there, so you don't have to get a specific Disney one. Before we went on our first trip in 2022, we did buy ponchos. I think we actually bought one from Boohoo Man for like £3 each from their festival line. Didn't end up using them because we didn't know that the ponchos were included in the 50th celebration pack that we got. One of the benefits I will say with the Disney ponchos is that Disney will replace them if they rip. So on that August trip, Matt ripped his and he had a hole in it. We went to, I think it was actually the Winnie the Pooh store in Fantasyland, and we just said, hey, this poncho's ripped, is there an option that we can get a replacement? They said, sure, fine, not a problem, and gave us a brand new one. So yeah, great. We do actually have 4 of these, 2 that we got free and 2 that we purchased when we were in Epcot because we didn't plan for the rain and it wasn't planning on stopping, so we came out of Test Track and it was pouring down, so we had to buy some ponchos. So lesson learned, always pack a poncho, bring it with you because you never know when it's going to rain. Item number 9. We talked a lot about items and things that you should be taking with yourself in the park, like the flip-flops, the poncho, water bottle, battery pack, etc. So it really makes sense that item number 9 is a park bag, and I've recently jumped on the Loungefly hype train for park bags. They're not for everyone, they are expensive, not everyone's going to be able to afford them. I wanted a smaller backpack for the parks. I couldn't find anything between the big massive rucksacks versus like a Loungefly, so I kind of settled on a Loungefly. Helps me to pack light, but I'm able to get everything I need in this backpack. I can fit my bottle of water in here, the flip-flops, the battery pack, all the cables I need, and the juices, the squeezy juices. Would definitely recommend getting yourself a decent park bag, and your park bag is going to be specific to you. You might want a slightly larger one if you've got kids that you need to account for all of the things that they need to take with them, or you might have a smaller one like so. Matt gets away with just a bum bag or fanny pack, however you might call it, a cross shoulder bag, cross body bag. For me personally, I'm now on the Loungefly bags, and this one, the Captain America one. Item number 10. Now, I feel like this one is going to be really obvious, so don't come for me in the comments, but for my final recommendation of essential items to bring on your trip, it's going to be dollars. I would definitely recommend smaller denominations of dollars if you can. The reason that these have made my essential packing list is because everywhere in Disney now accepts card. You can use Apple Pay. You can even link a card to your Magic Band and then use your Magic Band to pay if needed. Where the dollars come in is for tipping. There'll be plenty of opportunities to tip cast members for when they do excellent jobs. This can be in restaurants, so tipping your waiters, your waitresses. It can be for mousekeeping. If you get in the Mears Connect, you want to probably tip your driver. So it's definitely worth bringing some actual dollars to be able to make tipping a lot easier. And I like to use Disney math, so when you have actual dollars, to me that's like free money, so you can buy a lot more merch. And the honourable mention for this essential items list goes to a good tripod and iPhone stand. Can't currently show you because it is being used to film this. What I'll do is include some footage of me just showing you what it's like. They're 2 separate items, so the tripod I use for both my camera and my iPhone. It's a great one. It gives a lot of flexibility when you're mounting on uneven surfaces to make sure that your picture remains nice and straight, and it's fully compatible with a lot of cameras as it has the standard size screw. I've paired this with a particular iPhone mount which can screw and unscrew off of the tripod and can adjust to match your size of phone. These items are great when it comes to taking some photos and you're not wanting to ask for other people to take them. I've used this with Matt and myself to get some pictures in front of the castle. I've used it for some of the reels I've recorded over on my Instagram. Be sure to check that out. And that concludes the 10 essential items that I personally recommend packing for your next Disney World trip. What I'll do is I'll put a list of all the items that I've shared today down below in the description with a link of where you can check them out if you want to. I'm not affiliated to any of these sellers or anything. I just want to make sure that you get access to those items if you find them useful. If you found this list useful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if there's a certain item or things that you have to take on your Disney trips. I could always use some more recommendations on things to bring on my trips. Remember to subscribe because I'm packing for a Disney trip, which means there's going to be Disney vlogs and you don't want to miss out. So until next time, see you real soon.